Welcome to the Baddy Preshow Podcast. This is Chai.
This is Blaze.
And this is Slade.
How are you gentlemen doing this week?
Doing well. Another successful week in the books for Season 7. I'm not sure if we're at the halfway point yet, but we're slowly encroaching the point of no return for Week Quattro.
Blaze, going to lay it down on us, much like last time, the highlights from Week 3.
All right, you ready for me to lay it on you?
Not before T2 says what he wanted to say. What's up, Slade?
I'm just excited. This week is, the first week of all this, the chance for people to actually get disqualified or not disqualified. Last chance for qualifications. I'm just excited. This week's a bit different than the weeks prior. We'll get into that a bit later, talk about it a bit more, but should be a fun one.
Yeah, and remember out there, we're going to say it multiple times throughout the show, there is a elimination bracket. So if you don't make it this week, there's still something else to play for. And if any of you remember the Kiszer game from last season, the elimination game can sometimes be like the most exciting game of the season.
It's sweaty. It gets sweaty in that elimination bracket. All right, so let's recap Week 3. The stream started with AJS beating Jimbone 2-1. Zach beat HookResets 2-0. Andy beat Wellens 2-1. Got the debut of Wellens' Sonic. Kiszer versus Firehawk ended in Kiser's favor 2-0. Jimbone beat Tuna 2-0. ProTip beat Valkyrier 2-1. Then we had the Albino Joe Power Half Hour, where he lost against Chai 2-0, as well as KK 2-0. I beat Lars 2-0, and then Reaver played Kiszer, and Kiszer won 2-1. LPJ played our next guest on the show, Chris Dpg. Chris Dpg won that 2-0. And My Wang played Salvo as the finale. Salvo winning that set 2-1. Slade, your favorite match from Week 3?
Dude, I think it was the closer.
The closer, where we got to see My Wang's Kazuya. I think he had played it once before, but I think he played it Game 2 and Game 3 after. Yeah, I guess he. I can't remember which game he lost, but Game 1 was Mega Man for sure, and then Games 2 and 3 were with Kazuya.
There's just something about that, like mid Baddy League skill level, where you get these just, I don't know, these spaghetti fest, incredibly awesome to fun watch games.
Yeah, you never know. You never know what's going to happen next. You're almost like, you're pretty sure like the most optimal option isn't going to happen, but it's like, but what are they going to pick? Because sometimes they don't even know.
You see KK get that like uppercut thingy on Kazuya, and you're like, oh, the person's dead. That's it. I know what's going to happen in the next couple seconds. But you see these guys do that, and you're like, you have no idea what's going to happen. No. I mean, it's not going to be that 0 to death that you expect. It's going to be something more cheesy or something more, spaghetti. I just love that word.
Yeah, that game was definitely a banger. It also had the largest amount of points bet on it I've seen in a hot minute, with 36,000 baddie points put into one match.
Yeah.
A real close one for me, though. AJS versus Jimbone to start the night was also super great. That was a very close
opener.
one.
Great
So with some of the same spicy spaghetti elements that we see from My Wang and Salvo at just a slightly elevated level.
AJS picking 3 different characters during the set for all 3 games. What do you think, Chai? Was that BM, or was that just AJS preparing for Elimination Week?
Honestly, the way I think of how AJS approaches counter picks, I don't think it's BM. I think also he might have some scars from losing to Jimbone in previous times. I think he did actually pick those with intent. It's not like me where I just wanted to feature a character on stream that was different each time. I think he actually brought out his best for each example in each scenario.
Okay.
On to this week, though. And to first and foremost, let's go through some rule explanations for how Week 4 is going to work. It's a little different, but it's actually not that much different. Slade, Blaze, have either of you been to a tournament that had pools?
Yes.
Yep, of course.
Nice. So for those of you who do not know how pools work, they're just smaller groups, usually of like 4 to 5 players. And generally the 2 best players out of each pool goes on to a bigger bracket, which is exactly as what's happening for our qualifying round going into our top 16 bracket. We have 4 groups. Our group 1 consists of Blaze, LPJ, Huckletune, and our last chance qualifier, which I'll get to in a little bit. Our group 2 consists of Cax, Salvo, Heather, and Ooga Booga. Group 3 consists of Albino Joe, Jimbone, our future guest Chris Dpg, and Zachman. And group 4 consists of Lars, the Commish, Firehawk, and my Wang. The interesting thing about group 1 has that last chance qualifying player coming in. So we have our bottom 3 players, or 4 players, bottom 4 players have to duke it out to get their last spot in for the qualifying round. Those players are Valkyrier, HookResets, Tuna Sub, and Pro Tip. They're all fighting for that last spot. But for now, each group, again, 2 people, the best 2 players will get out, and the pools is going to be a Swiss pools. So say, Blaze, you play against whoever wins the last chance qualifier, and you win, you're 1-0. You'd play against the winner of LPJ and Huckletune. And then if the winner of between you 2 would then go on to the winner, the elimination, to the top 16 bracket, and then the rest would have to duke up for that second spot. Do you guys have any questions about how that format works?
So what match do I play first? Do I play the winner of the last chance qualifier group first, or do
Correct.
I play okay, all right. So I win that, and then I play the winner of LPJ and Huckletune.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
Love the confidence there. After I win that.
Yeah, after you win that.
We're running hypotheticals here, okay? We're running hypotheticals.
T2, you got any questions about how this setup will work?
Oh, I think you summed it up pretty good. Sounds fun. Love the last chance qualifier.
Now, speaking of the last chance qualifier, the punishment came, actually, we record it, for those of you listening at home, we record our interviews first usually, so we can let our guests get on their way. But, I was a little bit inspired by our interview. We have HookResets in the last chance qualifier. He is a rookie. He's the 3rd seed. For those of you who have been watching him, he's been getting better every single week by a noticeable margin. So much so that I think he's going to make it from all the way from the bottom of the last chance qualifier to win the whole thing and make it onto the groups to group 1 to play Blaze.
Win Swiss.
He's going to win. He's not going to win the Swiss group in group 1. He's going to win his last chance qualifier, which he has to fight from the bottom. He first has to beat Valk, and then the winner of Valk and HookResets then plays Tune Sub, and then the winner of that then plays Pro Tip. So he has to go through a
3 games.
Yes, he has to win 3 games.
Shit.
Yeah, that is a steep hill to climb. So this
I'm going to make a bet on it, though. This will be our Baddy bet of the week.
Okay.
I bet that HookResets, he's got the gamer genetics, baby, there's evidence, is going to come through. And if you want to be on my side, you can bet with me. But if you bet against him, if he makes it through, you have to call your mom and thank her for raising you on stream. And if I get it wrong, I will call my mother and thank her for raising me on stream. Or I will do it on the show, on the pre-show.
Okay.
You want to take that bet?
What are you gonna do, Slade?
Yeah, I'll take that bet. I will take that bet and bet against you. That HookResets does not make it.
Blaze, what do you think?
Slade says he's not gonna make it. Chai says he'll make it.
Yeah, I think HookResets is a mother hater, and there's no way he makes it.
Ooh, shots called.
And he's
your size.
The kid is gifted. I'm gonna say he makes it. I'm gonna say he runs the gauntlet, and he's gonna win his 3 matches to play me in Swiss. Right. Okay. I'll take those odds.
Lastly, talking about week 4, Do you have any? Who do you have coming out of each group? Speaking of people making it through the gauntlet, I want to hear not a bet on this one, but Blaze. There's 4 groups. 2 people are coming out of the group. Who do you of each group? Who do you think's coming out of the group stage?
2 people are coming out of each group, right?
Yes.
All right. Group 1.
Yeah, group 1.
Blaze and HookResets. Group 2. Group 2. Cax and Heather. Cax and Heather making it out of group 2. Group 3. Chris Dpg and Joey. Group 4. Oh, I'm going rogue for group 4. I'm gonna say Lars and Firehawk for group 4.
I don't think that's that rogue. I think Lars is probably a shoe-in.
It's either.
Got.
Go ahead, Slade.
All right. So group 4, I am gonna say AJS and Lars are my 2. I think Lars, no way he doesn't, right? Like Lars is gonna make this. The only person who can beat Lars is Blaze, and we already got that out of the way.
Group 3?
Group 3 is the one I'm actually. This group is hard to choose. I do think Joey is probably a favorite of this group. Joey, but I mean Zach Man also, I would say, has shown up pretty well this season as well. I would probably still agree with you though. I do think it's probably Joey and Chris. Group 2, I don't know, Ooga Booga and Cax. That one, I honestly have no idea. That one, I would not put money on that one. I'll just throw those 2 out there. And then group 1, Blaze. Blaze and Huckletune, maybe.
Ooh.
I would love to put more stakes into low profile Jones, but she's had only a decent showing on stream. She's got very up and down games, and it's another one where I just wouldn't be comfortable putting her up top.
You know what's interesting? I hope this doesn't influence Chai's picks, but if none of us predict LPJ getting out of group stage, there's a higher chance that she gets out of group stage.
Well, I'm glad I can help.
You see what I'm saying? Like if she listens to this and then Chai says, without a doubt, low profile Jones is going to get out of group stage. Now she's going to get more nerves than if he hadn't said that at all. You see what I'm saying?
There is definitely. I know what you're saying. There's definitely
you
truth.
Suck. You're definitely not making it out.
Now she's got nothing to lose.
It's definitely Blaze and the mad lad himself, HookResets. I definitely wasn't gonna pick LPJ. No way. That was not what I was thinking right before you said that. No, sir. Wasn't the case. Blaze and HookResets come through group 1. Cax is a shoo-in. I think Cax, for the number 1 seeds, I think Cax actually has the easiest group. But I think
Who has he lost to? Has he lost anyone yet?
No. Cax has not lost a game yet. I'm surprised he's even in the groups. I thought he was going to make it to top 8, but his seed was really slow to start the season. And as AJS will elaborate on next week, if your starting seed mattered a lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So Cax easily is going to sweep through his group. Heather, though, she was sick last week, so she couldn't play her game against Cax. But Cax was worried about Heather because he doesn't play very well against Ridley's. He's admitted this himself. So I actually think it's going to be Cax Heather coming out in group 2. I think Albino Joe is definitely going to get through. But Zachman at seed 4 is also pretty wild to me. This is the KK disciple himself. This is a link that kind of looks in between like the skill levels of Huckletune and Candy. He's got some of the stuff. He's got some of the basics. I think he makes it through. Sorry, Chris. I don't think you're making it through. Thanks for being on the show, though. And then lastly, I got a little bit of a curveball here. I think Lars definitely wins this. I think you're right, T2 Slade. This is Lars's group to lose. And I think Firehawk makes an upset on AJS, and we have Firehawk coming through in that last spot, probably like that 16th seed.
Okay, so that you two agree on that one, right? That's what you
Yeah.
said, Blaze.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're all around somewhat of the same boat. It's not too far off.
I think we can all pick one person without a doubt who's getting out of their group. Like in each group, we all had one name in common. It's just that one name kind of, we were like, oh, well, you never know about so-and-so. With Heather being sick and, wait, who did you pick for group 2, Chai?
I picked Heather.
Okay.
I think she's got
pick,
the sauce. I think she can make it.
Cax and Ooga Booga.
Cax Ooga Booga, okay.
The only reason I didn't even consider Heather is I just haven't seen much of the Ridley yet,
Right.
So it's kind of a wild card for me.
A week off.
Last time we saw her in stream, she
anything
beat Zach
week
Man.
2. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She'll show you.
I hope so, man. I would love to see some more Ridley.
All right, and then looking super forward to week 5. I think we kind of spoiled the question already, but is there anything that surprises you with who's in top 8?
I think, did I already spoil it? Yeah, I definitely did not see Reaver in top 8. Congrats to him. Hooray for the team gifts. Ohio represent. Good for him. You know, he's been 9th maybe for 2 seasons. He's put in the work. A lot of the players in the group stage practiced against Reaver in the off season. Reaver's always pinging multiple servers, looking for games, practicing multiple characters. So it's well deserved. He still had some matches where it didn't really go his way, but I think he's not playing week 4, so this is the time he can just lap some stuff out and iron out some combos. He can only benefit from having this week off. So congrats, Reaver. I didn't see that coming.
T2, any surprises to you?
I mean, yeah, a little bit. Yeah, on the Reaver, that did not actually surprise me too much. I mean, the amount he actually does play in the off season, and I've played plenty of friendlies with him as well. And when he's on, I think he could be KK when he's playing his best game. And I can't even say that about everyone in the league, even at their very best. But Kiszer, I guess. Kiszer making top 8. I mean, I'm not too surprised, but still, seeing him up there, he's probably the only one I even could say I was surprised about. Everyone else are such shoo-ins that, no surprises throughout those guys.
I would, if you ever ask Kiszer how he felt about that, he would be equally as flabbergasted and is maybe a few steps away from also making a shirt that he made it into top 8. He said, I was talking to him and he definitely felt surprised that he made top 8. He was very, very happy. He was very overjoyed that he made top 8. No, I actually thought he was going to be a shoo-in for top 8. If anyone from the bottom was going to make it in, it was going to be him. But the other surprise to me, these are smaller surprises, but Candy Jack over KK, he did have a higher placement than him last season, but I actually was still surprised, especially if you saw Candy, admittedly his first time playing against Akazuya. If you saw KK versus Candy Jack, Candy got washed by KK, but Candy is our number 1 seed. It's equally surprising and unsurprising. I did think KK was going to come away with the number 1 seed at the end of the day. And then slight humble brag, but I also did not see myself getting 3rd seed at all. I thought it was going to be like Wellens or Duds. So those are some micro surprises.
Mm-hmm. It is awesome seeing you in 3rd. I will say slightly surprised about that. I'm not that surprised based on your play last season, but yeah, over people like Wellens, Duds, Mad Cow. I mean, that's good, man. That's really good.
I'm definitely going to have to ask AJS why Kiszer made top 8 over Cax not losing a single game. Cax being in sort of the group 4. Well, this is week 2. Hold on. I'm looking at what group were you in before week 4. And yeah, Cax was always one group above Kiszer when the announcement went out.
So something that AJ has told me that might help you, and he's going to clarify this. The ordering of those groups we saw that we thought had some weight doesn't have any weight.
Oh, okay. Got it.
And in short, I think the way Kiszer got in is that he just played tougher opponents, like he did beat Head Reaver, for example.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, he just played tougher opponents than Cax did. I think that's the only reason. We'll get more. We can ask him about this next week when he's our spoiler alert. Our next week's guest will be AJS0, and we're going to ask him a ton of questions about this confusing ass format he had.
Yeah, well, congrats to Kiszer. You did it, man.
All right. Lastly, to close out the show before we go into our interview, I have a small segment for you guys that I'm gonna have this recurring because I like watching the VODs a lot, and I also am a big geek on statistics. It's a segment we've done before in previous pre-shows, but we're gonna have some baddie stats coming in, and we're gonna quiz you guys. You guys ready?
Yep.
Oh, I think I know where this is going.
Do it.
Alrighty. So I have 3 questions. And so before we've talked about counter picks and how WarioWare is statistically like the worst counter pick. But let's talk about just frequency of like how often picks are staged for this season. This season we have the biggest stage list. We have a ton of starter stages. What do you think is the most picked starter stage? I'm going to give you option A, PS2, B, Spring Stadium, C, Northern Cave, and D, Hollow Bastion.
Nah, it's the spring. It's the spring.
Yeah, it is hands down Spring Stadium. And just to clarify, this is based on stream games, right?
Yes, this is all stream games. And mind you, this isn't counting counter picks. This is strictly the first picked stage of each set.
Yep. Yeah. First, the most popular starter has got to be Spring Stadium.
And surprise, surprise. I would have thought Spring Stadium when I was counting these up. It's actually PS2. Spring Stadium has been picked 7 times as a starter. PS2, 9 times.
Okay, wow. I mean, it is PS2. It's probably the most favorite stage among every Smash Brothers that's had it. So I guess, sure. Come on, guys. I expected more from you, baddies.
What did AJS and Jimbone start on?
AJS Jimbo, I believe they started. I don't recall which one they started on. I wrote them all down like numerically. I didn't say I write down who started on what.
I'm sure you and Albino Joe started on Spring Stadium.
Oh, me and Albino Joe started on Spring Stadium. But again, a lot of these games like Huckle Tuna Sub was Battlefield. But no, there was 9 picks for PS2.
Whatever. Next question.
I promise you.
I believe nothing.
Okay, what's the next one?
Doubter. Next one, least pick stage. Which of these do you think you've seen the least on stream from the first game of each set? Small Battlefield, FD, Northern Cave, and Battlefield.
Small Battlefield, FD, Northern Cave, and what else?
Regular Battlefield.
Who the fuck plays on regular Battlefield?
Or any variation thereof.
Of course.
We saw a WarioWare Battlefield, right, Slade?
WarioWare is not a starter, but
No.
No, we saw a WarioWare variant, a Battlefield variant of
Andy
WarioWare.
Jack was commentating a Pro Tip Valkyria set, and they played on WarioWare Battlefield.
I already got my answer.
What's your answer?
I think it's probably Final Destination.
I don't remember.
Blaze, who do you think?
I don't remember anyone playing on Northern Cave. I remember people picking FD.
I don't want to help you, but I do have.
So you're saying someone did play on it? No. I'll go with Northern Cave. I'll lock it in. I think Northern Cave was the least stage.
Blaze, you are correct.
That's what the fuck I'm talking about.
FD was chosen twice. Northern Cave only once.
Yeah, fucking idiot, Slade.
You beat by 1. Northern Cave, I bet you has been picked more overall, but maybe not as a starter.
Oh yeah, it's frequently picked as a counter pick, but not very frequently as your first pick option.
Yeah, so suck it, Blaze.
Well, I just knew Chris and LPJ played on FD, And I'm sure someone else, I think maybe even, no, Reaver and Kaiser didn't start on FD. I think they started on PS2. I might be right or wrong. But I know people love FD. Go ahead. Last question.
This one is my favorite. Now,
so for the record, I don't think part of the segment is keeping score, but I have more correct than Slade, right?
Yes,
let's
you
just
have one more.
for the record. Let's just let's point this out. Not
If
that we're
there's a
keeping
tie,
track.
if there's a tie, I can include a bonus question.
Wait, can we even tie?
Yes, if you get this right and and Blaze gets it wrong, you can tie.
Because we were both wrong on the first one.
Okay.
So, for those of you at home listening who are also watching VODs and have any fun trivia, feel free to send it forward. This one comes from Candy Jack. Now, Blaze, you play Wolf, right?
Yes.
I play Wolf as well. I think, Blaze, you're probably our most aggressive Wolf.
And Slade loves talking about Wolf, right, Slade?
Of course.
He likes talking about Wolf.
Fuck off, man.
But anyway, probably the least aggressive, the most campy is Kaiser.
Fair argument.
Kaiser shoots laser a lot. Laser is 52 frames of animation. That's roughly a second of time. How much time do you think he spent across the entire match, all 3 games against Ooga Booga last week, shooting lasers? Was it 15% of the time, 21% of the time, 5% of the time, or 35% of the time?
15, 5, 30, and what's the other number?
21.
That's insane. That is such a good stat.
15, 5, 30, 21. I'll let you go first, Slade.
No, you go first this time. I went first last time.
Okay. All right. Before I say my answer, do you want any stakes on this, Slade?
Just pride.
Okay. All right.
I might have to call my mom, so we'll leave it at that for now.
I was going to say, winner gets to call the other person's mom. All right, 15, 5, 30, 21.
Mind you, all of these percents are rounded up.
I think he did SD in the Ooga Booga set, which would mean he spent time dying on the Angel platform. Then he's got to get off the Angel platform and run to the opposite side of the stage to set up the laser again. I'll say a safe 21%.
Okay. Well, we're going to have different answers. That's good. In my opinion, 15% sounds like way too much. 15% of a game just is insane. But
15% is too much?
I think so. Well, let me just explain. But 5% is clearly not enough. Like 5% it's not a crazy stat. I don't think this would have made it if it was like 5% of the game, even though that is still insane. So I'm going to go with 15 just because I have to go one up.
So we're in agreement that 30% is like that's a third of the game. And
no way, dude. You
he
spend more time.
He spams laser, but not that much. I mean, like, come on.
Okay. So yeah, 15. Lock it in.
Blaze, you are correct. It was 21% of the time across the whole match that Kaiser was in some form of the shooting laser animation. A whole fifth of that match was just laser shoot.
That is insane. You know, the SD actually probably helped that because he was spending more time losing stocks.
I knew it. I knew it would play a factor.
That is insane. That is such a good stat. Good one, Candy.
Again, thank you, Candy Jack, for sharing that stat. If you at home have any other interesting stats or factoids you would like to share about your matches or anything you've seen on stream, feel free to let me know, and we will feature it on the next segment of Baddy Stats. Up next is our interview with Chris Dpg, the newest member of the production team. But now, a message from this week's sponsor. This week's sponsor is the Chai Invitational. Are you good enough to be in top 8? Neither you or T2 or Blaze are, but I am. So welcome to my Invitational. For those of you who are listening in top 8, Starts at 7:30 on July 26th. The Chai Invitational 4, the Invitational Revenge of Chilith. Be there, be square. Captains are going to be Candy Jack and KK. Candy Jack get his first pick, and I will separately record the draft process. And for those of you who don't know how crew battles go, which the Invitational is a crew battle, it will be explained in the video in which we have the teams drafted. Again, thank you, me, for hosting the Invitational 4, Revenge of Chilith. It's going to be at 7:30 p.m. That's a Tuesday on July 26th. Be there, be square. It's going to be one hell of a show. And now for Chris Dpg. All right, we're good.
How dare you?
This
I've never
is
not made top 8.
Welcome back to the Baddy Preshow Podcast. We have one of our finest guests on the show in quite some time. One of our newbies. We have Chris, Dual Penetration Gaming. Chris, how are you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for that.
Was that actually what the DPG stands for?
Stands for whatever you want, you know.
No. Come on.
No, what does it actually stand for? Let people know.
I actually don't know. It's been a very, very long time that I've had the name, and I can't remember what it was made for.
So tell me
I
you
always think
named
of
yourself.
DPS, but this is DPG.
Well, this was before I was playing any sort of FPS game or anything. Actually, I remember. I was
just
playing.
came to you.
I was playing a basketball game online, and all of my characters were named Chris and then whatever position, right? And the one I guess that stuck with me after it was DPG, which would be a defensive point guard.
Nice.
What basketball game is this?
This is freestyle street basketball. I was like 10 years old, maybe.
On which console? Or was it on PC?
PC.
Okay,
It's been like
alright.
17 years then.
What the heck? Get this jock out of my games.
Are you going to bully me and push me down on the floor next? Call my shirt lame?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw a basketball at you and get my friend Chad to laugh at you.
All right. Well, I say that's a pretty good segue into our origin story since you've already started. So we know where the name came from. How did you get into Baddy, Chris?
Baddy in general or the Smash League?
Let's start with Baddy in general, and then we can segue into the Smash League.
So when I was in the army, I guess is where it started. I kind of randomly got into this Overwatch YouTubers team. This other guy thought I was cool. We hit it off, and from there, friends of friends of friends kept inviting me to servers until I got invited to the Baddy Overwatch League. I don't even remember. It's like a very long string of being invited to different groups.
Seems like a lot of people came from the Overwatch League, actually.
Yeah, I'd like to just scratch that one out.
I actually think that's probably the furthest degree of separation, too, that's in Baddy. For a lot of people, it's a friend or a friend of a friend, but a friend of a friend who invited you to a Discord, who invited you to one server to another server, that's pretty far out.
Yeah, it's pretty far removed, actually. It's one person that I didn't meet over the years, and I wouldn't be in the Baddy League. Any one of them.
Well, we're glad to have you. Speaking of which, you just had your first week on the production team yourself. Have you? Is this your first time casting? Have you ever done anything like that in the past?
No, I for the Valorant League, I actually did streaming and casting.
Okay, so you're not a newbie.
No, and I also did I did like the weekly, run it back videos, what happened this week, the recaps.
Do you have experience editing?
Don't tell
Not to put your business
anybody.
out there.
Don't tell anybody, especially if they need an editor,
So you have no idea what you're doing when you're editing, right, Chris?
That's right. You got me.
So What's easier, casting Valorant or casting Smash?
This is a hard one. I don't know. I'd probably right now it's casting Valorant because I just have way more experience in the game. That like Smash in general, at least at a semi-competitive level, or at least any sort of serious level, is very new to me.
Wait, so Valorant is easier or harder to commentate?
Easier just because of my experience with it.
Gotcha.
The actual
More.
game, yeah.
So you have more hours in Valorant than you do in Smash?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
way more.
Gotcha.
Sadly.
Well, I think you did a pretty good job on your first week.
Oh, thanks. I'm at least not too nervous to cast. At least the.
All right, I guess we can start into the matchups that Chris is looking forward to in Elimination Week 4.
I'm actually pretty excited to play all of them. I think each person I'm up against is kind of more of a zoner, and I don't really have much experience against each of them. So it's really up in the air for me whether I can make it through this week or not, to be honest.
So you got it looks like on the schedule you've got Jimbone up first, and then you've got Albino Joe and Zach Man. So yeah, healthy amount of zoners. I don't know what sort of archetype Palutena really fits in, but I guess you'd say you're kind of comfortable playing everyone, even though you don't have a lot of experience against them.
I mean, I have the advantage of I get to see all the matchups, unless they go back watch the whole VOD. But being able to cast the games, I'm put in the position where I have to really watch them and kind of pay attention to the games. I've only played Albino Joe once, and that was when I was first starting to really kind of play Smash for real.
Okay.
Same with Jimbone, and I've never played against Zachman, but I do have a good amount of experience against Candy.
Got you. So you played Albino Joe and Jimbone in their earlier weeks, I guess, maybe week 1, week 2?
No, before the league even started.
Oh, preseason. Okay, you're talking
in
preseason.
Friendlies.
Okay.
Yeah, preseason, some friendlies.
Okay.
Maybe just a couple games too.
And I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong, Chai, there's not going to be a lot of group blending in the week 4. He's not going to see Huckletune or Candy. Well, no, Candy Jack's got a bye. But he won't be able to play. He probably won't play against Huckletune or Lars because they're in separate groups, right?
Correct. These are all isolated instances. It's kind of like if you've ever been to a bigger tournament for those of you out there and been inside of a pools group. It's a little bit like that.
Gotcha. You got to make it out your pools to play everyone else. Okay.
Yes, that's correct.
Sounds good. So are you relieved that you don't have to fight anyone, Chris?
I fight anyone. I'm still fighting at least 2 people.
That's true. But I'm saying out of the people that aren't in your group, are you relieved that you're not in their group?
Oh, is there anyone that I don't want to fight, basically?
Yeah.
Honestly, right now, I think I'm still getting better at the game, right? So the one or 2 people I'm really scared could just really cut that short, my top in the Baddy League, I guess, this season short, are KK and Candy Jack.
Okay. So the top 8ers.
It's top 3ers.
Top 2ers.
I'd actually even say I'm more confident playing against KK than I am against Candy Jack.
Okay.
Candy Jack, the way he plays is, in my opinion, really disciplined. And if you do something unsafe, he's gonna punish it. And I do a lot of unsafe shit.
Honestly, the fact that you're already talking about the best players in the Baddy League is a good sign. You're already gunning for the top.
Got high hopes. I like it. High hopes.
Oh, I mean, we're just talking about the people I'm scared of playing. I'm sure there's a bunch of people that could end my run real quick, but those are the top 2 that I think could instantly, especially at this point, end it.
Is there anyone that you haven't played yet that you really want to play against?
Actually, I'm excited to play Reaver. I think he's a person I played the most games against in friendlies, and I haven't played him at all in any sort of, actual there are stakes kind of match.
Yeah, I can see that.
Why don't I see Reaver in this in these 4 groups?
Because he won more of his games than you did.
Oh, he made top 8?
He made top 8, baby.
Oh, good for him. Okay. All right.
You didn't see the t-shirt that he was getting made?
No, I didn't.
Oh yeah, he's getting a whole t-shirt made for getting into top 8. It's amazing.
And that's why we like the kid.
Honestly, I've gotten to play a bunch of really good people already, though. Believe it or not, I think I got really lucky last week with my on-stream match. I think LPJ either just really wasn't feeling it with a combination of I was really feeling it. But I think that's the first time I've ever beaten her Puff.
Okay, and on stream, huh?
Yeah. So everything just kind of like came together for that, I guess. Because LBJ is a really good player. Normally she whoops my ass.
Do you get nerves at all when you're playing on stream, or is it just, same old, same old?
I didn't at all last week. I was honestly just really tired and kind of wanted to get it over with.
So that's the attitude you need to win your games, huh?
Just be a tired old man. Sure.
Go without a care. Let's get this over with. Bam, bam, win.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing I'm most nervous about is just just trying not to SD on stream. That's it. That's my goal.
Dude, you're not truly a baddie until you SD a few times on stream.
I've already done it though, so now I'm like,
I
just want to get past it.
One of us.
Part of the culture, man. It's part of the culture.
Oh man.
Dude, wait till you SD as your last stock in a game 3 in a grand final situation.
Oh no, don't say that.
It happens at every level of play, my guy. Every single level of play.
Well, I mean, first I'd have to make it to a grand finals, right? That's the goal.
Yeah, if you do that, you need to apologize to the casters and the viewers, because that's a hard one to follow up.
I mean, okay. There's something that we used to do when we used to play FIFA when I was still in high school. And if you lost by 5 or more, you had to call your mother and apologize to her for being a disappointment to your family. I think that'd be a nice little punishment if you SD in the grand finals for the last stock.
How about
Baddy
we do that?
Loss?
How about we do that, except for you have to thank your mother for raising you.
Okay.
I like that, TT. You make it wholesome.
An on-stream call to your mom.
Uh,
I think that's all our questions, right?
I think so. Chris, is there anything you want to say to the audience listening at home? Any shout outs, any call outs, any smack talk, any extra things about you?
Well, everyone, I'm playing this week. Good luck. That's all I'm going to say.
Whoa. I can't tell if that was humble or not.
But yeah, thanks for having me. It's been a blast. I mean, Baddy League and the podcast both.
Of course. And thank you for showing up. In the meantime, thank you for tuning into the Baddy Preshow Podcast. This has been Chai.
And this is Blaze.
That's Chris's computer.
Oh.
Slade.
Is he here?
Slade, you're not going to sign off?
And this is T2 Slade.
Jesus Christ.
The drama. Catch you later, folks. Deuce.